The US Special Envoy for Peace Mission, Steve Witcoff, and another peace envoy, Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, joined the Israeli cabinet meeting. No doubt to emphasise that in terms of the US perspective, this is a done deal. Israel signed the deal. Benjamin Netanyahu says the deal is approved, but it needs to be ratified by cabinet. That's what's happening tonight. And only then, 24 hours after that ratification, the Israeli government says the ceasefire will take effect. So there's still Israeli fire in Gaza. Israel hit a large residential building just a couple of hours ago, and there are apparently still people trapped under the rubble after that strike. Israel says it was targeting a terrorist cell from the militant group Hamas. Hamas has called this strike in very bad faith against the spirit of the deal. It said that this fighting is meant to be stopping in Gaza, but from Israel's perspective, there's no ceasefire until the cabinet ratifies the deal. 24 hours pass and the Israeli military withdraws to a pre-agreed upon line outside the main cities in Gaza.
Eric, speaking of Hamas, the militant group has spoken about the deal. What have they said?
They've said that the US guarantees that this is the end of the war. That's the main guarantee they were seeking throughout all of the negotiations. From more than a year ago, Hamas was demanding that if it signed a ceasefire, there would be a pathway to ending the war. And it was badly let down in the first ceasefire from January this year, when Israel refused to proceed to the second phase of the deal, refused to begin the talks on how to end the war, and eventually resumed bombing the Gaza Strip and blocking all food from entering and reaching the civilian population. So Hamas wanted a guarantee like this. The US has given this guarantee, and now that's probably what's being debated in the Israeli cabinet: how to resume the war, how to dismantle the militant group Hamas if Israel signs up to this deal. Hamas has made a major concession. It has been pushing for a full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, but it's accepted only a partial withdrawal. It says it's done so because it wants to stop the war, and it's trusting in US President Donald Trump that this agreement will do that.
So what does this mean inside Gaza?
For the people of Gaza, not a lot's changed just yet. I mean, as I said, there's still Israeli fire. Palestinians are still being killed by Israeli strikes in the Gaza Strip. The aid groups that are set to deliver aid, like the UN, they haven't been able to get into the Gaza Strip yet. They're waiting for that ceasefire to take effect. But they also need Israel not just to open multiple crossings into Gaza, but they need the Israeli military to remove restrictions on goods coming into Gaza and to remove restrictions on movement of aid convoys, to facilitate and secure the movement of aid convoys, to allow them to reach the major population centres in Gaza, so they can actually provide food, medicine, shelter, clean water, those things at scale, and reverse this humanitarian catastrophe that's been occurring in the Gaza Strip. So what they're calling for is full, unimpeded access for Israel to allow those shipments in, and that can't occur until the fighting itself stops. But the situation on the ground for Gazans hasn't exactly changed much. They're hoping that's going to turn around once the hostages are released and aid starts flowing into the Strip.